Welcome to Missed Opportunities for Good, the podcast where we open up the space to have conversations about trends and campaigns at the intersection of marketing, advertising, and impact.
Hi, I'm Alana Ficalora.
Hi, I'm Steph Belsky.
We're social impact strategists, colleagues, and friends who are on a mission to revolutionize the industry we love.
Today, there's a lot of virtue signaling, greenwashing, cause washing, or a company saying nothing out of fear of getting it wrong.
Whether it's a moment or a movement, it still has to be real. It has to be authentic and aligned with the brand, not just performative. It's about the action being taken that goes along with the messaging.
So we're here to highlight who's doing it well, what could be better, and how companies can stop leaving money and the potential for real social change on the table.
On today's episode, we'll explore a campaign from AT&T, holiday campaigns for Teleflora and Disney, where both have partnered with Make-A-Wish, and the latest from Dove on more inclusive representation in gaming. Before we get into it, let's do a quick review of our criteria.
Number 1, alignment.
2, partnerships.
3, call to action and transparency.
4, engagement.
And lastly, optimization and amplification. All right, Alana, let's kick it off. Let's get into it. Our first case study of this episode is AT&T Sound of Silence. Tell us a little bit about it.
I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this pop up, I was like, AT&T, my cell phone service, made a helmet? What? But as I dug into it, it all makes sense and could be a really cool opportunity for them.
Yeah.
So the main video that leads this campaign is featuring their new innovative product, a helmet that is not for sale. And the Sound of Silence song from Simon and Garfunkel back in the day, a rendition of that is the soundtrack for the film. And it showcases the football team from Gallaudet University, which is a university for deaf and hard of hearing students, and the first ever 5G connected football helmet. So this helmet was used for the first time in NCAA history on Saturday, October 5th. And the video shows the story essentially of why this is needed. And it's really moving piece with, other than the song, very little sound. It automatically has closed captions included. So you're automatically seeing the words on screen, which I think is another nice touch. Do they integrate that into all their campaigns? We know that they do not, but at least knowing their audience for this, that is front and center. And so the way this works and what you can kind of see very briefly in the video is that there's a heads-up display on the helmet, and the coach uses a tablet computer with the team's playbook so we can send plays to the quarterback and live time over the 5G, and they can see the play and relay to their team without having to have locked eye contact across the field.
Amazing.
Which is a pretty cool piece of technology to have created and who to find that need and the niche and bring these partners together. And so a cool little quote that I saw from James Campbell, the CCO of Translation, the agency behind this project, which I think just really speaks to why we're doing this podcast and why we think this work is so important. He said, if we really are in the business of ideas and creativity, we have way more power than just to make an ad. We can actually try to solve things. I was waiting for the snaps.
Snaps, Jason. Snaps.
But this is the ethos of creativity as a force for good and how we can use our platform to make real change. So I just think that alone, let's bring him on the podcast. But that's so important to look at it this way. So it's a beautiful film. Check it out. We'll get more into the details.
So great. Love the summary. Thank you for painting that picture. Let's jump into our criteria. So first of all, alignment. Is the impact aligned with the brand values and goals?
So I'm not going to lie. I had to look this up because I was like, is it? I don't know about this. I'm a little confused where this feels like it came out of left field.
Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting is AT&T, turns out, is a staple of college sports. They are huge supporters of football and the official sponsor of the college playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they pointed out that they're always exploring ways to use their expertise in connectivity, because connectivity is what AT&T stands for, to advance the way coaches, athletes, and fans experience the game. So they're taking that idea of connectivity and connecting the coach to their players to expedite their abilities on the field. So it's kind of a cool surprise partnership. And an interesting thing about choosing this university, beyond the fact that they obviously are in existence to support hard of hearing students, is that they also have a legacy in football of innovation in the fact that this university invented the modern day huddle in 1894. What? Sports fun fact coming to you
Amazing.
live. They are not just a global leader in education for deaf and hard of hearing students. There's this really cool story. A quarterback named Paul Hubbard invented a way to communicate privately with his teammates because he didn't want the opposing team to steal their plays while they were communicating through ASL. So he brought the teammates together in a tight circle so people couldn't see their speaking through sign language. And this ultimately became known as the huddle. Fascinating. So alignment in the fact that they chose a university that speaks to this community, a university that is known for innovating in their own way. And AT&T's goal is to connect people all over the world, to change the world. And on the website, it even says, we help more than 100 million U.S. families, friends, and neighbors, plus nearly 2.5 million businesses connect a greater possibility from the first phone call 140 plus years ago to our 5G wireless and multi-gig internet offerings today. So they have moved beyond the literal phone. You can't see me, listeners, but I just picked up the phone from the wall because that's where it used to be, to, utilizing this 5G technology to reach people in different ways, which is very cool. And they have a bunch of other impact programs as well, but not completely relevant to this.
Okay. And I could be wrong, but in one of the videos, I think maybe it was one of the supplemental pieces of content, AT&T actually talked about how Gallaudet came to them and asked for this product, and that it's been 2 years in the making or something like that. But
yeah, it's 2 years in the making. Yeah.
I'm just always impressed and also staying curious about like who goes to whom first, right? Like, is it the nonprofit that reaches out to the brand or the brand that reaches out to the nonprofit? So either way, this is a remarkable business opportunity and can also change lives. So
absolutely.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right, Alana, talk to me about talent and the influencer partnership here.
Yeah. We mentioned briefly this song that was recorded, the remake of Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
It was re-recorded by Amira, a partially deaf African-American Muslim singer. And
incredible.
It's beautiful. And AT&T did what we often are recommending to companies who don't even do this, is they made a lot of additional content to go along with this main film to explain the school itself and highlight the football team, to explain how this is helping the player, literally how the helmet works. And then, of course, also featuring this incredible woman who sang this song and her story and why this song means so much to her. Campbell also said that the song lyrics helped inspire the film, specifically the first line, "Hello, darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again," which just kind of gives you like, yeah, right? Like you just kind of get that like, whoo. And in the film where she talks about how this is so important to her in this project, she mentions all the different communities that she's a part of and how it helps her be able to be more inclusive and how she can help use her platform to support all these communities and open doors and builds. And it's just really beautiful. So highly recommend checking that out as well.
Love that. All right. So I know we've touched on it a little bit, but talk to us more about the nonprofit partnership here. I know Gallaudet is a private university. So is there a nonprofit involved? What's the deal?
So there's not specifically a nonprofit involved, but I think it's just helpful to acknowledge all the different partnerships that are a part of this, and that AT&T, to your point, you've been doing this research for 2 years to put together this product, and were bringing in all of the necessary people and communities to make that happen, and not just assuming that they could figure this out on their own. They did this properly, it seems.
Good.
And they included deaf and hard of hearing creators at every stage of the process. So the details of that, I'm not sure who was brought in and if there were any nonprofits brought in, but they were being very inclusive.
Yeah.
And as a thank you to the university for the collaboration on this project, they're donating $500,000 to the school's football program and 5G connected helmets and devices for every player.
Yes, more snaps, AT&T.
I mean, what? Those are definitely not your run-of-the-mill helmets, and I'm sure the value on that is significantly more. So the fact that they're giving money and product, I think, is massive.
The way it should be.
And 100%. And so it's interesting because they're acknowledging that while this isn't a product for sale, right? But they're acknowledging already that the applications for this helmet, it's almost like it's a test ground.
Yeah.
Right. To see how it plays out and how it supports them and how it works. So I can only hope that then this becomes something that can be sold elsewhere and that this is a partnership that isn't just ending after this year. And hopefully, next year they're still providing helmets for the new players or as helmets get damaged and things like that, and not making them just suddenly like buy into this process that they've become so dependent upon. So hopefully we can see that as a growth in a long-term situation.
I love it. I think it's really fantastic, the work that they're doing. And hopefully you're right that they can just continue to support and offer this technology to other sports and beyond.
Exactly.
All right. So now let's talk about call to action. Is there one? Is it obvious? Is it subtle? Is it actionable? What is AT&T encouraging us to do? How can we support?
There's no call to action at the end of any of the videos. It's more of just like information, content to consume. But if you do go to their microsite, there weirdly is a click to support button about halfway through the page. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder where this will take me. And then it just clicks and it adds a number to the number below the button.
No. Really?
So it's not asking for money. It's not asking you to post anything or share. You literally just click a button and it counts your vote.
Can this also be the missed opportunity for this?
I mean, 100%. Because also, what number are you trying to hit to prove that this is worthwhile? Also, maybe then you should tell people that if they want to support, they should go to the website to click so that if you're getting X number of views, then that means they get to innovate on a new product or they get to develop this for somebody else or it leads to something.
Right. How are they incentivizing us to click this button?
And then I tried to click again and it wouldn't let me. I was like, I'm going to give it all the clicks. And it's like, no, friend.
You've already clicked once. You cannot click again.
So listeners, go click the button so we can see what happens if lots of people click it.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right.
So
okay. So that happened. Transparency. Is the messaging clear around the impact that's being made? Aside from creating a really cool product, what else is happening here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, right? Creating a product is cool, but if it's not for sale, who's using it? How can it make a real difference? How do we get it to scale?
Yeah.
And is it just for awards like so many other innovative initiatives have been? A quote we came across in this process was in an Adweek article that said, too often in advertising, we get caught up in a great idea that will win the thing. That's just a surface version of the power this industry is capable of. And I think that that's totally true. I fully resonate with that. And so I want to believe that AT&T and Translation are doing more than that. They have said that it is more applications than this current use of the helmet, and that this is a thing that other sports can use, that they can use potentially for first responders, for different safety and construction uses. It could lead to more job opportunities for the deaf community. And so they're saying that they're going to work with other partners to explore what this technology and software can be used for and how it can be adapted to create meaningful change both in sports and beyond that. So I can only hope that we will continue to get to watch this process as it gets developed and that they're seeing the value in said business opportunity and know that they can make products and that there is a market for people who need these products, or it could help. They maybe don't need them, but it would greatly improve their quality of life to be able to participate in things that maybe they otherwise had a harder time participating in. And that's part of the cool piece of one of the pieces of content they did with the football team is that a lot of these football players, almost all of them, came from schools where initially they were the only deaf or hard of hearing player on the team. And so they may have been very good at playing football, but that little bit of communication causes more errors, more mistakes, because they didn't have the same easy access to communication that people who are not hard of hearing have. So I just think that that's all really interesting and can kind of help level the playing fields and bring people to compete in sports and just perform in their jobs in other capacities at the same level.
I love that. Okay, so customer community engagement still to be determined because A, this product isn't for sale, as you mentioned, and B, that there's not really a way to show support aside from clicking this button, which I'm so just mind is boggled around that.
Fascinating.
So then let's just jump into cross promotion. How is AT&T and Gallaudet University how are they promoting this campaign and also the talent too, right? Like, are you seeing cross promotion across the board, or what's happening there?
Yeah. So I don't know that this really counts as a cross promotion, but this seemed to be the only place in our criteria to really include this information.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they had so much additional content on their site in terms of expanding their story.
Yeah.
And telling the story of the football program, where I thought it was really interesting to see and important to see the coach signing through the whole interview. And then also having the captions on the screen. Obviously, that's important in this. That video I mentioned with the singer Amira Doherty discussing the meaning of the song and representing her communities, and that opportunity for her and how excited she was when she got the call about this project. A video talking about the communication challenges of deaf and hard of hearing players. So it seems like they're really trying to build the case around why this is so important. Another video about talking about the increasing speed, which is a little bit more of a brand relevant video and ties into the AT&T value. But I think that by having this content, you're really building a case for what is needed and what's being done. It's just a question of literally where else are you sharing that message, right? And how are you getting people on board and the necessary stakeholders who would need to be supporting this or purchasing said technology? Like, are you then using this to go around to other companies who might have something relevant who could help fund a new product that uses this technology? It seems like whether it's B2B or B2C, that there could be use for this content in a way that could both promote what's actually being done, but also the ability to help more people. And I just don't know if that's really what's happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm totally on board for the concept of this. I just think it's very cool.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about visibility. Is the messaging on the homepage? Yes or no?
No, you have to go to the corporate responsibility tab under the company drop-down menu. Also interesting, though, that this is considered a CSR project, because you usually think a CSR project is being underfunded. And then there's the separate microsite, which is where all this content lives, and super interesting. It is the lead video on the YouTube page, which is good. So at least there's that. I wonder, and obviously I didn't walk into an AT&T store. I don't know who still goes into AT&T stores. But I also wonder, is this video playing in an AT&T store?
Yeah.
Or is there a poster that tells you to go to the microsite to learn more about it or something? Are they, well, this will get into missed opportunities, so maybe I should slow my roll. But is there, when they do these pop-up events at these different football activations and they do all these fan experiences, could there be a demo somewhere where someone gets to experience this?
Yeah.
Or is there some sort of activation around this idea and teaching about the importance of inclusivity and how we can use technology as a force for good? Do you work with a STEM nonprofit to teach kids about this? Right. Do you take this show on the road to universities and literally teach them about inclusivity and technology? That could be a whole course in and of itself. I just think there could be some interesting something there. Like there's a there. I just would need to know more about what they're already doing and how they function to really dive into it. But I think that there's definitely opportunity to utilize this.
No, I absolutely love that, Alana. I think you nailed it. And thinking also about their upcoming sponsorship, like you said, with the national championship. I mean, I'm very curious to see if we're going to see this ad showing during the national championship games and the playoffs and all that. Like, I'm really, really hoping.
Bring it to the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely bring it to the Super Bowl. Bring it everywhere, because everybody needs to know that this is happening and what's possible for this technology in the future. I just think it's a tremendous case study, and I hope that we follow along with this progress because it's really exciting to see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to add anything else?
Oh, the only other thing I was going to say, and maybe this is what I forgot before, but I think something that's interesting that I stumbled across, and I'm not sure if this was part of that at all, but AT&T has a 5G innovation studio. And I wonder if this was a project that was developed out of their innovation studio, or really how that innovation studio works to bring together the power of AT&T's business, consumer, and network organizations to accelerate the path to market for new 5G-centric products. So again, they're acknowledging that there's a business case here by the existence of an innovation studio, right? So is this something that came out of that, or are they then going to, or did it not even? And then they can utilize this conversation or this experience within the innovation studio to then create more products along these lines. I don't know. But I thought that was just an interesting piece of AT&T that I personally didn't know existed before, but makes sense. Because you think about their competitors, and I don't, is Verizon doing this? Right. I don't know what the other 5G brands are, but I haven't seen anything in this world personally from any of the other telecommunications companies.
Well, it's really good stuff, and excited to see how it evolves.
Take us to the holidays. It's crazy that this is coming around the corner. Steph, tell us about these amazing partnerships with an organization that I personally love and volunteered with for years as a wish granter, Make-A-Wish.
Amazing. Yeah. Holiday season is here, folks.
Whether you're ready or not.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So holidays are here, and nothing says Christmas wishes quite like Disney and Teleflora? ? I don't know. We're going to roll with it. But this is particularly appropriate given Disney's new animated musical feature film by the same name, Wish, which hits theaters this week just in time for Thanksgiving on November 22nd, which honestly is the main focus of the Wish Together sweepstakes, quote unquote, creative that we looked at, along with a handful of heartstring pulling scenes of Make-A-Wish kids at various Disney resorts. Always lovely to see. The ad also lists a handful of ways we can all wish together with partners like Shop Disney between October 4th and January 31st, 2024. But we're going to get into all those in a bit. The second campaign that we are going to be talking about is Teleflora, which has also chosen to get in on the holiday fun with an even harder pull on heartstrings. Let's see if I can get through this without crying. So in this ad, Emmy, a presumed Make-A-Wish kid, is in the hospital with her mom. Sidebar. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of legalities here, but could they have used an actual Make-A-Wish kid and not an actor? I would love to know.
Could there be a Make-A-Wish kid that is an actor?
Right. Would love to know if Emmy is an actual Make-A-Wish kid. But anyway, so Emmy sneaks out to see a nurse who looks like Santa Claus wrapping presents, and she tells him he's early. Emmy asks if she can help, and he tells her to close her eyes. He runs around the corner, and she opens her eyes to see a whole decorated hospital wing lit up in twinkly Christmas lights. She waves to the other kids as they're also surprised by the holiday display and woken up. And as Emmy goes back to her hospital bed, we see Nurse Claus, I'm calling him, reveal an exclusive Teleflora bouquet with a note, presumably from Emmy's family, that says, "Thank you for being there for our daughter, the Keene family." And the end card for the spot reads, "This holiday, make wishes come true." I'm not crying. A lot of you are crying. Oh. Very pregnant and emotional right now.
I'm just laughing at the hormotional.
Yeah. I am hormotional. It's true.
I was like, is that a word? But this is kind of a great word if it's not.
No, it's not. I definitely made it up.
It combines all the things. It's great.
It does. Okay. So, yeah.
Pulled on the heartstrings it did.
Definitely pulled on the heartstrings. And yeah, I mean, look, both of these campaigns, and we'll get into it in a minute, but obviously one is telling more of a story, and the other one is just basically about promoting a film and a sweepstakes. But yeah, let's get into it.
But Make-A-Wish will benefit from both. Let's see how well they will. Let's get into evaluating these campaigns against our criteria. First up, alignment. Would you say the impact is aligned with both brands and their values and goals?
Okay, so both of these ads and brands' goals are definitely aligned. However, the ad for Disney felt, again, a little too heavy on film promotion and the sweepstakes, and less so on the impact that they've made for Make-A-Wish over the past 40 years of having this partnership. And obviously, both ads make it very clear that the main goal here is to sell products that happen to give back this holiday season. Teleflora, interestingly, also supports the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And they came up with something called Make Someone Smile Week, which they launched in 2000. And this program delivers over 40,000 quote unquote be happy bouquets to hospital patients, kids in foster care, residents of nursing homes. And apparently Make Someone Smile is one of the largest charitable outreach efforts in the floral industry. Who knew? So this campaign with Make-A-Wish actually fits in and is aligned with these company values.
That is fascinating because initially when you were talking about Make Someone Smile Week, I was like, oh, we got another Hallmark holiday. But it's actually truly about giving, which I think is lovely.
Yeah.
And bringing joy to people's faces.
Agreed.
Talent influencer partnership. Is there one? And what is the strength and alignment of the partnership?
Okay, so tricky because Disney is both the talent and the brand. The real talent here is the Disney brand, but it's also Asha, who is the new lead character in Wish, the new movie. And then looking at Teleflora's ad, I'm still questioning and secretly hoping, clearly, that Emmy is actually a patient or maybe she's just an actor. But let's be real. People are looking for authenticity in advertising, right? And we would love this ad even more if she was an actual Make-A-Wish kiddo. But maybe Nurse Claus could be an actual RN. But let's be honest, actual nurses are way too busy, especially this time of year, and overworked, and totally stressed out and burnt out to act in any commercial this time of year, especially. So, but like featuring an actual Make-A-Wish kid, I think would maybe bring this home on the authenticity scale a little bit harder.
Oh, what was that Make-A-Wish film years ago that was about the kid who was a superhero and they did this whole film on his journey? I want to say it was in San Francisco and they had him like saving the city.
Oh, Batman kid?
Yeah. They're just making me think of that with featuring Real Make-A-Wish kid. I will say, maybe more relevant to a different criteria, but as a wish granter, I think 50% of my kids at least went to give kids the world at Disney. Like we did so many Disney wishes.
Yeah. So
they do have a very strong partnership, but it's almost like it takes a back seat here, which is a little sad. I guess that leads us into the nonprofit partnership.
Absolutely.
The strength and alignment and the donation and monetary investment involved if it is given to us.
Sure. So as we've mentioned, Disney has partnered with Make-A-Wish since 1980. And over the course of these 40 years of this partnership, they are actually the largest wish grantor for Make-A-Wish, granting over 150,000 wishes. I should also mention that Make-A-Wish has a dedicated landing page to the Disney partnership, as they should, because this is really a sustainable partnership. On the flip side, it seems like the Teleflora partnership is relatively new because as of this recording, Make-A-Wish hadn't yet added Teleflora to its list of corporate partners. And Teleflora has no mention of Make-A-Wish amongst its charitable partners. In fact, when you search holiday flowers collection on Teleflora, these exclusive Make-A-Wish bouquets, which are benefiting this campaign, don't even show up. We'll talk about those bouquets in a minute. But in terms of the donation amounts, Disney has transparently said that they're donating up to $1 million for their promotion, which launched on October 4th, running through January 31st. And Teleflora said that they are donating up to a maximum of $250,000 for their promotion, which runs from November 16th to December 31st only. So given the condensed amount of time, it makes sense that $250K is what Teleflora is donating. But look, considering the $200 million production budget for Wish, the Disney new animated film, I wish Disney would cough up more cash for Make-A-Wish. But still, given the longevity of this partnership, the $1 million will go a long way to make more wishes come true for kids around the world. And according to an industry report, the U.S. floral gifting market was valued at $12.25 billion in 2022. Let that sink in for a second. It's expected to reach $18.99 billion by 2028. Now, granted, this is the US floral gifting market. This is not on Teleflora, but still, I'm really hoping that this is a new budding and lucrative brand partnership for Make-A-Wish.
All puns all the time.
All the puns.
So good. Also, just to circle back to that holiday flower thing, because that blows my mind that you can't find it easily. You literally have to solely look at Christmas arrangements in order to find it.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like a tech error. Maybe they don't even realize that it's not accessible, or they're just not trying to give the donation associated with it. I don't know. That is very strange. And also, well, why is it only for Christmas? Can we get some other holidays included as well?
Yeah,
they have the holiday flowers also have the yellow smiley face arrangement. And what does that have to do with anything? They actually have a bouquet called Make-A-Wish that is not connected at all to this Make-A-Wish campaign or a holiday display or anything. So what's that about? Anyhow. Okay, sorry. I digress. Call to action. Is there a call to action? Is it obvious or subtle? And is it actionable?
Okay, so let's get into it. The call to action for Disney is enter into the Disney Make-A-Wish Wish Together sweepstakes between now, aka October 4th, and January 31st, 2024. For every free entry, Disney will make a $5 donation to Make-A-Wish up to $1 million. There's also a second call to action where they talk about for each sale of an item from the new Walt Disney Animation Studios film, Wish, Disney will donate 10% of the sales price up to $1 million to Make-A-Wish. Great. Is this an additional $1 million? Or is this the same $1 million? If I know Disney, it is the same $1 million. Meanwhile, Teleflora is going with the percentage of the proceeds from select products and social media route. Okay, so 15% of the purchase price from all Teleflora's Send a Hug North Pole Penguin Bouquet and Send a Hug Warm Wisher Tree sales. I think it's like $69.99 and $59.99 for each. Will directly help grant children's wishes with Make-A-Wish. They also mention on the social media end that for each comment sharing a wish on a @Teleflora hashtag wish out loud post, Teleflora will donate $5. Okay? That's just a comment on any of their hashtag wish out loud posts. And then they also mention that for each new post created in sharing a wish with hashtag wish out loud, Teleflora will donate $10. Great. In the first 4 days, they've only had 34 comments so far. Long way to go to get to that 250 grand. And I also am feeling a little skeptic that they will actually donate all $250,000. I think it's going to depend on what their sales look like for these two very obscure holiday bouquets that, like you mentioned, Alana, you can only freaking find if you search the Christmas collection. Like, what the hell, Teleflora?
Yeah. Yes. Yes to all the things. So much potential.
So much.
Feeling like we're being left a little short.
Yeah.
Transparency. Is the messaging clear around the impact that each of these companies is trying to make?
So, great question, because it's actually really unclear if the total amount from Disney is up to $1 million. Is it more? We don't know. Again, knowing Disney, I think it's going to be 1 million flat across all of their sales of the products around Wish and all of the entry fees that they get for this sweepstakes. Teleflora is actually more transparent, noting that they have a little asterisk saying the total campaign donation to Make-A-Wish will be a maximum of $250,000. Fine. Great. At least we know that it is possible that they will be making a donation up to $250,000. Now, what will be interesting, and what is always the missed opportunity with almost every campaign we analyze, is what is the friggin' follow through? Like, are we actually going to get some sort of notification from Teleflora and from Disney and from Make-A-Wish saying we were able to get $250,000, or we actually made $1 million in wishes thanks to Disney and thanks to Teleflora? Or is it just going to be, actually, we only gave them a $170 donation because we got 34 freaking comments on our Instagram post.
Give a comment, make a wish.
Yeah. Don't worry. Missed Opportunities for Good will also be making a post on our Instagram.
I wish for you to give a bigger donation.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
And to make your flowers more accessible.
Entirely.
On that note, customer and community engagement. Is there a way to engage our customers, as we were saying?
Yeah. So both of these campaigns are all about customer engagement. And like we said, primarily it's all about a sales push, a little bit of PR, and goodwill around the holidays. TBD.
Cross promotion. Is there any cross promotion that was utilized to increase the impact of these campaigns?
So both Disney and Make-A-Wish posted the Wish Together sweepstakes to their Instagram feeds on October 4th when the sweepstakes was first announced, but they haven't posted about it since. Meanwhile, Teleflora posted their ad to their Instagram reels and made Make-A-Wish America a contributor so that it would automatically post in Make-A-Wish's feed. It looks like some of the Make-A-Wish chapters have also been posting about the promotion as well. But for the most part, I'm not seeing a ton of cross promotion here.
visibility? Is the messaging on the homepage and accessible for both these campaigns?
So wish.org, which is Make-A-Wish's US website, has a call out to the Disney promotion. It's below the fold, but there is absolutely nothing on Teleflora. On Teleflora's homepage, there's no direct call out to these exclusive holiday bouquets. I would love to see a light box, Teleflora. Like, give me, I understand you're giving me
some.
A 15% discount, but like that 15% discount could also be to promote these bouquets, which you are donating 15% of. And then in addition to that, Disney.com has a call out to buy tickets to go see Wish, now in theaters in 2 days, but no mention of the Wish Together sweepstakes, which feels like a missed opportunity for them.
Okay. So let's talk about recommendations for a value add.
Yeah.
What do you think the missed opportunities on these campaigns are, besides the many we've already mentioned?
Right. Lastly, I guess I would have loved to see stars Ariana DeBose and Chris Pine, who is actually not on Instagram, but these are the two big celebrities from Disney's new animated film, Wish, to use their platforms to support the Wish Together campaign. I'm seeing Ariana do a ton of great promotion for the film, and it just feels like this could have been one. And, hopefully around Christmas, maybe she'll do a bigger push and kind of get this across the finish line so that her fans know that they can also support Make-A-Wish. And lastly, I guess it seems like a missed opportunity for these two promotions not to be cross-promoted, because, if you have a Make-A-Wish bouquet, or a Wish bouquet, right? It just seems like there could be, and again, I'm not in these rooms, right? We don't know licensing. We don't know all the red tape that you have to get through with Disney, but it feels like if they're both supporting this bigger cause, why not throw in,
work together?
Yeah, some sort of Disney bouquet where a percentage of the proceeds goes towards that $1 million donation, right? Work with what you've got and don't try to reinvent the wheel. But
well, and on that note, I think, pulling a page out of the Barbie playbook as you work with other partners, and especially in Disney's case with different products that will go along with the film, how can you continue to incorporate the Make-A-Wish partnership in all of those conversations as well, and have that in the partnership deal from the beginning, and let brands add their own extra little touch and keep that as part of the film as continuously as it goes forward, if there are more integrations with different companies and clothing and physical products and whatever else.
Absolutely. And I will mention too that on that Wish Together landing page, there is a shout out to Amazon, who is donating up to $1 million in products of Disney products to Make-A-Wish. And so, more of an in-kind sponsor, but also, showing up for the organization in a real way. And I believe that there's another mention of Target doing some sort of promotion for Make-A-Wish as well. So, giving kudos to these other players who are not Shop Disney, but are using their merchandise for good, I think it's an added level of showing how you can participate and be a part of this, which is nice.
Absolutely. Wonderful. And our last little shout out, we just wanted to bring back Dove, since we do talk about them so much as our gold standard, to acknowledge their latest campaign, which kind of combines everything they're doing with Real Beauty and the Crown Act and gaming.
Yeah.
So a little bit about the Dove Code My Crown campaign. This is a guide, a 226-page guide, amazing. I will add, definitely taking this seriously because it is not short.
Yeah.
I downloaded it to check it out. That is about the creation and celebration of Black hair textures and protective styles in video games. And it features both instructions, personal insights, detailed references, and full source open code that was created by actual individuals within the Black community for anyone to use to create these characters into the digital world so that they could be more inclusive and more representative of the world that we live in.
Incredible. And Code My Crown is the result of hundreds of hours of sculpting, consulting, and collaboration from AM Dark and members of the open source Afro Hair Library, their nonprofit partner, to independent 3D artists and leading natural hairstylists.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, bringing in the people from the community to do the work who know their community and their needs is so important. You can't do this work without bringing in the experts, right? And it's interesting because it was based around this insight that 85% of Black gamers believe video games poorly represent textured hair. I mean, what a market of opportunity of people that you're leaving out yet again, right?
Exactly.
So there's the missed business opportunity there and the importance of inclusion.
Yeah.
And so this was also in response to learning that 74% of developers want to play a role in promoting better representation of, in general, I'm sure as well, but specifically of textured hair in video games, and want to learn how to code textured hair. And so Dove, the unlikely horse in the race, maybe, I don't know, but you would think, maybe what does Dove have to do with video games? But the fact of the matter is video games are such a part of our culture now that it's so important to look at representation across the board. It's no longer just the ads, the films, the visuals that we see that are, quote, real images, but also these other worlds that we build.
Yeah.
So while not product directly related, it is representative of how people see themselves in the world. And so the Dove recognizing the importance of that and creating a solution is very cool.
I love it. I think this is so brilliant. And they were one of the co-founders of the Crown Coalition. Crown stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair, by supporting the passage of the Crown Act. And they've been working hard on this since 2019. And it's just amazing to see that they're taking real worlds and moving it into virtual worlds and making all worlds more inclusive, like you mentioned.
Yes. And then, as you had mentioned, too, the partnership with Afro Hair Library, which is a nonprofit that is committed to ensuring authentic representation of Black cultures in digital media. So again, integrating that partnership from the beginning, super important.
Yeah, for sure. And call to action and transparency here. Head to dove.com/codemycrown to access this incredible free guide and learn more about their mission to expand textured hair and protective styles in gaming in order to change beauty.
And then obviously engagement, the real call to action and engagement is to utilize this, right? So I think the engagement with the community is to download and utilize this and reach people where they are in the gaming world.
I love it.
So yes, keep an eye out for all the magic that is coming from Dove and how you can integrate it into the work you're doing.
Amazing. So, okay, to summarize our episode, specific themes that we're looking at to help us evaluate and what we might take away from this. I mean, I think, as always, authenticity is key and transparency. And I think everything from, AT&T and the work that they're doing, and it's just going to be all about follow through and to see what kind of impact they actually make in the sports world and beyond when they start selling this product, hopefully, how that impacts lives and different industries. And then with Disney and Teleflora, hopefully we'll be hearing more from them and the impact that they're making with Make-A-Wish. So thank you for joining us as we shine a light and learn from those who are doing it well and reduce the missed opportunities for good.
We want to hear from you. Let us know, what campaigns are you seeing that are doing it well? Who would you like to see us interview? And what campaigns would you like us to audit?
Thank you so much for joining us on our mission to revolutionize the industry that we love.
Missed Opportunities for Good is powered by Love of Good and Aligned for Impact. To learn more, visit the link in the show notes. Have a beautiful day.